Graphic design gives everyone the rare opportunity to move beyond a story and experience something on a deeper level with the use of text, photographs, and ideas in a single image that impacts the audience. Graphic design dates back thousands of years, beginning with cave drawings by early humans all over the world. With the evolution of human civilization, graphic design was used to decorate buildings, textiles, and utensils that often had a religious or cultural significance. Design was brought over to the United States from England, and with the New World came new design. The old ways of carving, engravings, and the printing press eventually gave way to more modern tools of the trade. The creation of the linotype machine revolutionized printing by doing a whole line at once, and with this came an opportunity to create more types. The man who should be majorly accredited to the rise of graphic design and new types is William Addison Dwiggins. Dwiggins was a book designer from Ohio who lived from 1880 to 1956 in Massachusetts. In 1928, Dwiggins wrote and published a book titled Layout and Advertising. At the time, this work was considered to be the reference text for all typography. This book revolutionized typography and font and changed the printing world. Dwiggins is accredited with designing several different typefaces for the linotype, including Electrica and Caledonia, both of which are still used today. He also coined the term graphic designer in 1922 when referring to himself in his line of work, and this term stuck and began to be used to describe anyone whose professional line with that of typography, calligraphy, book designs, and lettering. The 1920s ushered in many changes to the United States, including the modernization of graphic design. Art Deco is a term that is used to describe the art, architecture, and design from the 1920s through the 1940s, as seen in the use of geometric forms such as zigzags, sunbursts, and sharp lines that gives the audience a sense of the new modern era. The World Wars gave designers the opportunity to rally the troops and those at home with their designs to defend the country and to keep the states running while men were at war. Iconic images such as Uncle Sam and Rosie the Riveter posters were some of the designs that came out of this era. With both the World Wars, many graphic designers immigrated to the United States and brought their new ideas that shaped post-war American art and design. Among these artists were Paul Rand, who used his understanding of the power of color and shape on his audience. His work began to get noticed when he came out with a poster promoting the New York subway advertising that incorporated geometric forms and colors as well as a bold target that conveyed the idea that one could hit the bullseye to reach potential audiences who ride the subway. Rand contributed greatly to the field of graphic design. Among his most notable works were his corporate image projects where he designed the logos of IBM, ABC Television, and the UPS. Rand contributed to the new movement of graphic design in the United States that led to the many iconic designs, particularly in the 1960s to the modern age. In the 1960s, there was a drug called psychedelia, which caused side effects such as hallucination and distortion of perception. Many graphic designers tried to capture this vision in their own art. For example, formerly trained designer Victor Moscato used the concept of seeing vibrating colors to create the psychedelic effect in many of his pieces. This type of visual art was a counterpart to the music and revolutions that were taking place at this time. This type of design was used for the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, and anti-war protests. Along with the vibrant colors that draw the audience in, fists, doves, and funky typography gave these posters a unique style. Following this psychedelic style was the pop art trend. This relied on geometric shapes, lines, and colors to create illustrations for the viewers. Pop art was one of the United States' major artistic movements of the 20th century. It attempted to break down the barriers between old-fashioned art and contemporary culture. As the current age came rushing in, computers continued to enhance the graphic artist's work. New effects, techniques, and styles are now accessible to the masses, and Adobe programs have made image editing cheap and easy to use. Graphic designers are now able to show their work off to a wider audience with the help of the internet and ever-expanding technology. Graphic design has now been used in many fields to complement articles and other works. Journalists use graphic design to add impact to their stories and reach the audience on a deeper level. Graphic design is now being used with words in order to illustrate stories and concepts and to draw the readers in. Graphic design has established itself as a valuable communication tool in all aspects of modern life and is here to stay.